Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Rick. Welcome back to a brand new YouTube video. Hope you guys are having a good day. And yet again, we're going to be talking about skill-based matchmaking in Black Ops 7. As you guys know, Black Ops 7 has two types of matchmaking. The open playlist, which is minimal skill consideration, and the standard playlist, which is a ridiculous name. You guys already know that, where it's the normal SBMM hell that we have been dealing with for the past 6 years or so. Now, a lot of people, including myself, were very skeptical of Call of Duty, of Treyarch, of Activision, when they added in the open playlist for Call of Duty Black Ops 7, and for good reason. Call of Duty, Treyarch, they don't really have the best track record when it comes to telling the truth, and when they did it during the beta, it was a great experience. I had very low ping, it felt like all my shots were hitting, and it was a casual gaming experience. You had some good lobbies, some bad lobbies, just like the old days of Call of Duty. Well, when the game dropped, of course, it doesn't feel the same. And it's not only just me, it's not just the Call of Duty rage baiters that are saying it, it's a lot of other people, and I would love to know what they think. That's why we're reacting to Who's Immortal video called Call of Duty is Lying about skill-based matchmaking. I wanted to watch his video because I think he is a very honest person. I really do enjoy his content. Everything's in the description below, the video, his channel, all that good stuff. Go subscribe to him. I think he has great videos, but I want to see what he has to say, and I'll give you guys my honest thoughts and opinions as well. So make sure you guys hit that like button, smack it like it did something dirty to you. You guys know it helps me out a ton. I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Also, let me know down in the comment section below, was your beta experience the same, especially in the open playlist after the game was officially launched on November 14th? Let me know, because I know there's a lot of mixed opinions. Some people think it's still the same. Some people are having the issues that I'm having. Let me know. But other than that, let's get into the video.
Without a doubt, one of the hottest topics in Call of Duty is, of course, skill-based matchmaking, especially in recent years, and especially this year, because for the first time in what seems like forever, the devs and Activision have actually gone through and addressed skill-based matchmaking to a certain extent and officially responded to it. And that's, of course, through the open matchmaking system.
Okay, I apologize for pausing the video this early, but I think it's very important to talk about this, because this right here is when Call of Duty Black Ops 7 started to go downhill. It's very depressing, very disappointing to say that, because as you guys know, when they added the open matchmaking, the minimal skill consideration, the classic matchmaking into the beta, it was a great experience, and it made the launch of Black Ops 7 more promising because the ping was low. You got into a match almost instantly, your hit reg was better, and you literally played against good players, bad players, average players, just like classic Call of Duty. It felt like they were finally listening to us. Thank you, Battlefield 6. And it was going to be an entire different year for Call of Duty, and they confirmed it. They called it default matchmaking, and everybody was like, hell yeah, let's go. But just a few days before the game, when the pre-downloads were done, they tweeted out and they said, hey, by the way, there's gonna be another playlist in this game called Standard, which makes zero sense, because Standard to me is what we played back in the day, standard classic matchmaking, but to them Standard is SBMM bullshit. But whatever. And they said, yeah, we're going to have its own separate tab. It's going to increase over the year, probably with more playlists. And by the time MW4 comes out, we all know it's going to be SBMM back into the game, because that's Infinity Ward. They love to do that. So it was kind of crazy to see. And it really just gave everybody like this feeling of, here we go again. I mean, we thought it was going to happen later in the year, but the fact they're doing it for the launch of this game, are we surprised? Not really. And it was just like, why the hell would I hype up this game knowing this is the company that just shits on us all the time? Ridiculous. Had to talk about that. Sorry for the interruption, ladies and gentlemen. Just want to take this time to let you guys know I'm partnered with both aim controllers as well as Control Freaks. Both of the links to the websites as well as the codes to use at checkout are in the description below. I am telling you, these are the best products. If you are not using them, the f you doing? All right, now back to the video.
In Black Ops 7, where from the get-go, they've introduced this as a playlist option, or now the default matchmaking option.
Okay, I have to say this real quick, because this is something I kept on seeing on Twitter and videos, stuff like that, with a lot of content creators coping, saying, oh, they only call it the default matchmaking. They never say it's going to be the only matchmaking in the game. I want you guys to think about this. Other than rank play, which should have SBMM, I feel like that's common sense, but unfortunately, in the year 2025, it's not very common. Name me another Call of Duty that had two different type of matchmaking options within its public matches on multiplayer. Name me one. I really challenge everybody to try to find me a Call of Duty that had two different type of matchmakings in multiplayer. There's not one. There isn't one. So when they tweet out it's going to be the default matchmaking for this game, I feel like everybody should agree that that means it's going to be the basic matchmaking for all of multiplayer. I feel like that would be the case. But of course, it's Activision. They are obsessed with SBMM. I don't know why. And they can't help themselves even before the launch of Black Ops 7. But I mean, it's just ridiculous that people are coping and backing up Activision. If they're going to call it the default matchmaking, it should be the only matchmaking in multiplayer. Simple as that.
With skill being minimally considered versus, of course, the one standard playlist that's in the game, which is normal skill-based matchmaking, basically.
Standard.
I'm not sure why they call it standard, because skill-based matchmaking was not standard in COD for forever, and then in MW 2019, they cranked it into overdrive.
We gotta remember, the people that are developing Call of Duty nowadays did not play the OG Call of Duty, so they have no clue what the fuck the standard is, okay? Let's be real.
But anyways, I digress. Skill-based matchmaking has been a hot topic this year, and going back to the Black Ops 7 beta when they first made this change, it kind of broke the internet, and almost instantaneously, you were able to see the massive difference in game quality when you would play the open matchmaking with
amazing.
Skill-based.
It was great in the beta.
Standard matchmaking with hardcore skill-based, right? The connection quality infinitely better in open matchmaking.
Yes.
The time to get into a lobby and to fill a lobby up infinitely better with open matchmaking. And now that Black Ops 7 is fully here and the default matchmaking is this no skill-based matchmaking or this minimal skill-based, it's been a hot topic again.
They love to use those words that can kind of like leave them in that area of, well, what does minimal mean? What does little to no SBMM mean? I mean, I don't know. Minimal.
Because there's a lot of doubt if it's actually functioning as intended. I have seen so many tweets, so many comments, so many posts over the past few days of Black Ops 7 being out saying, is skill actually being minimally considered? Are they gaslighting us about
Swag, Jowo, Havoc, Expel, myself, Fooly, I hope who's immortal. I hope that's what he says. Other people all over the Call of Duty community, all the people that are just normal casuals playing the game are saying the exact same thing. But nope, Rick, you're just rage baiting. You're just rage baiting.
About skill-based matchmaking not being the default here? Are they lying about open matchmaking actually
surprising.
being open? Today I wanted to talk a little bit about what the devs have actually addressed in response to these concerns and my overall experience, because things definitely seem weird.
Wow.
I think that's the best way to put it.
Wow, surprising. Another content creator saying exactly what I'm saying. Wow.
Without Call of Duty coming out and posting maybe like another white paper with exact specifics, it's incredibly difficult to go through and actually test and prove,
follow its Twitter.
Okay, it's this much in effect in this mode, or skill-based is completely non-existent in this mode. Like, there's just too many variables in play. We don't have the public API anymore, so we don't know player stats or anything like that. Like, there's basically no definitive way to go through and get the hard data on skill-based matchmaking being on versus off versus partially turned on. Ace has gone through basically the best source for actually testing that kind of stuff, said a similar thing recently. We basically just have to rely on our experiences and what we're feeling in game to have that larger conversation, which of course is where things get very complex because you have so many differing opinions. What feels like a sweaty player to one person might not feel like a sweaty player to another, or if a lobby is really difficult, it might be hard for that person but be very easy for someone else. And so you have all these conflicting opinions. But because
I think all we have to look at here is the ping, how long it takes to get into the game. Why are some people getting kicked from lobbies after they do very well? And then, it's supposed to be no disbanding lobbies, yet people are getting kicked and having to search for another lobby. Why is that happening? I got a lot of stuff that clearly shows that it's not what Treyarch claims it is. And to me, it smells, it looks like bullshit. It probably is bullshit.
So many people recently, myself included, even on some nights, saying, officially, yeah, something feels off with reduced skill-based matchmaking, or is open matchmaking functioning as intended? Treyarch actually went through and responded to all this drama a few days back, saying, we've been keeping an eye on multiplayer matchmaking conversations, and we want to assure everyone of a few things.
This is a waste of a time tweet. They're fucking lying to you. There's so much proof out there. It's unbelievable. I've done multiple videos on this. This is all just gaslighting bullshit. And it's just like, it's a spit in the Call of Duty community's face. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to agree with it or not, that's the facts. I know some of you guys don't like facts, but just go and look at it. Look at the ping. Look at how long it takes for you to find a game. It's not classic matchmaking. I showed you guys 2009 matchmaking. You got into a match instantly. During the beta, you got into a match almost instantly, 3 to 4 seconds. Nowadays, 30, 40 seconds, sometimes a minute. Minimal skill consideration, my fucking ass.
All of our open playlists
it's ridiculous.
Open matchmaking and persistent lobbies, and we remain committed to that approach. Quick play does use the same open matchmaking where skill is minimally considered. The combination of quick play and persistent lobbies is new and presents some unique interactions that we are monitoring.
Persistent lobbies is bullshit.
Time. And speaking of quick play, if you've seen some of your selections occasionally overridden when playing, we deployed a fix for that today. But with this, there's been a lot of talk, a lot of rumors going on the past few days of if you are doing quick play, if you're selecting quick play, you want to play just domination and kill confirmed, or if you're going over to hardcore, since that's the only place you can actually select hardcore playlists, and you just want to play hard points and kill confirmed, the matches might feel a little bit different than if you were to just go into the standard core mosh pit as like a featured playlist on.
All they have to do is get rid of this option right here. Get rid of this option. They have a mosh pit playlist already, okay? That's that. If you feel like playing multiple modes and not having to back out and search for a new mode every time, go in the mosh pit mode. Otherwise, you should only be able to pick from team deathmatch, kill confirm, domination, search, overload, hardpoint, whatever it is. And that's that, just like the old days, because all this does is create more bullshit for the algorithm, create more bullshit for the matchmaking times. It's just a waste. Like, I don't understand the point of this if they already have the mosh pit. Like, what's hard of, like, okay, I feel like playing team deathmatch this game, but I feel like playing domination the next match. What's hard for people backing out and clicking on domination to go back? I don't know. I don't get it.
The main menu. A lot of people have said their lobbies feel very different and better in the open mosh pit playlist on the main menu on the featured tab, and then they go into hardcore domination or they go into quick play domination and the matches feel a little bit sweatier. Again, that's an entirely subjective stance to have, but there's been a lot of similar opinions on the matter. And you also factor in things like hardcore typically not being the most casual, inviting experience, casual friendly experience. You're probably going to find sweatier players in a situation where you're only queuing hardcore
especially
domination
camo
or
grinders,
hardcore kill confirmed or something. And so those lobbies might feel like they're sweatier to begin with. Now, from my personal experience, here's where I stand. It does seem like the matchmaking is not similar to years past, where the lobbies are always ridiculously sweaty, but beyond that, the way that the matchmaking system actually works. Now, my stance on skill-based...
I agree. Not all the time does it feel sweaty like previous Call of Duties. But I feel like what he's about to say here, it doesn't feel like the beta, which is the part we are talking about. They are claiming it's the same as the beta. We are claiming it's not, for a lot of reasons that I hope he gets into this video. But like, nobody's denying the fact that some of these lobbies are pretty easy. Nobody's denying that. But there's definitely something still going on in the background where after you do a few, have a few good games, you either get kicked from that lobby, which shouldn't happen, or they increase your SBMM.
Has always been the same. I don't personally care if I'm running into really bad players or really good players and I've got to sweat like it's the CDL. Obviously, I would prefer to drop 100 kills and no deaths every single game. That would make my life very easy for camo grinding and leveling up. I know that's not going to happen, and that's completely fine. There will be matches where I have to sweat and I go, -20 because I'm using a pistol and the other team's using the meta rifle. Or there will be another game where I go +20 and almost drop a nuke, and of course choke it because that's just what happens every single time I'm on a 25 streak.
Oh yeah.
Because the enemy team's just not that good, and that's how Call of Duty should be. It should not be every single match plays the exact same, and that's what it was like with skill-based matchmaking. So from that standpoint alone, I feel like the matchmaking this year is different. However, when it comes to the whole open matchmaking conversation and reduced skill-based matchmaking, there have been some very interesting and downright weird stretches of gameplay for me so far. And I think a lot of people have experienced something similar, and that's where this rumor of, is open matchmaking actually working, or did they lie about skill-based matchmaking? That's where that comes into play. Back during the open beta, when they introduced open matchmaking for the first time, you were able to find matches basically instantaneously. When I was searching by myself or with a small party, we were getting put into lobbies within probably 10 or 15 seconds of searching. And
less than that. A few seconds, maybe 5-6 seconds at the most, maybe 10, but not much, not more than that. It was instant.
That was never a thing. even dating back to last year, Black Ops 6, before that, MW3, MW2, all the way to MW 2019, you would search for a little bit because it's going to find the skill-based matchmaking desired outcome for your party or for your stats, and then throw you into that lobby at the expense of connection, at the expense of convenient data centers and servers.
Experience.
And so it would take longer to matchmake. In the open beta, I was able to find matches, especially playing solo, in 10 seconds, and basically every single game I was on the same ping, which means I was connecting to the same data center, and it was really prioritizing that.
Yes.
And that was
every time I played, it was 12 to 14 ping during the beta. That is not the case post-launch. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? That's all you have to look at. If skill is a minimal consideration and ping is king, like they claim, my ping almost every single match, we'll say 9 out of 10 matches, should be the same. But it's not like that. Not even close.
Consistency that felt fantastic in the open beta. And
it was the best experience in a very long time.
And now in the full game, that happens sometimes, but not all the time. So that's where things get a little bit weird, because if...
Is Immortal a rage baiter now? Is Expel a rage baiter now? Is Jev a rage baiter now for just pointing out the fucking obvious, ladies and gentlemen? That it's not the same. It doesn't take fucking Einstein to understand and see it's not the same. I mean, you literally have to have eyes, maybe a little bit of hearing, probably not even hearing. You just have to look. You have to be able to count, motherfucker, and see, hey, okay, if my ping is always 39, let's say his ping is consistently 39, that's the best it's going to be. If it's ever higher than that, okay, and it's consistently, once in a while, always a little higher than that, something's off here. Because if that's the best he should get, most of the time, that should be his ping. Simple. Holy hell, ladies and gentlemen.
Skill is minimally considered. Ideally, I should be going into the same ping or the same data centers over and over and over again. Now, time of day pending, you're not going to always find the same amount of players online, so maybe the lobby doesn't fill as easily. Or if you're queuing for niche modes, like if you only have hardcore hardpoint queued, it might take you a little bit longer to find that ideal server. And that makes sense. But every single time, it should be relatively similar. You shouldn't have drastic swings in, oh, this game I'm playing on a 10 ping, and this game I'm playing on a 90 for some reason. And that's what happened a ton back when skill-based matchmaking was super strict and fully in effect, even just dating back to last year.
So why is it happening now? Why is it happening now? Somebody answer me. Somebody that wants to defend Activision, go on their knees and just wipe your mouth, do something. Why is that happening now then, if skill is minimally considered? You can't answer that because you guys know they fucking lied. You know they did.
There's also situations where I'm ending up in the same lobby over and over and over and over again, which also seems a little bit interesting, especially when it's a lobby that didn't feel as good. If I play a match and I'm on a higher ping and it seemed like it was a sweatier game to begin with, and then I back out and I rejoin into the same lobby, that's got you thinking, well, okay, that was a little bit weird because it didn't seem like skill was the minimal factor in that match and my connection was not being prioritized. Like I was alluding to there, I've never really cared about having to play the bad player or the really good player. My focus, my main priority, and why I've always disliked skill-based matchmaking is because the connection quality being hindered because you're good at the game.
The servers are already ass, so why can they not just make ping as king to make the servers be as good as possible, even though they're still shits? Like, I don't know who's running this company. I don't know who's making these decisions, but God bless you, I don't know what's wrong. Somebody get the doctor on the phone and call it for him, because good God, they need to get something checked out.
I think up front, beyond anything, you should be focusing on the best connection possible for every single player.
Common sense. It's not common, Immortal. It's not common.
Net code doesn't always feel great. You need to have the best connection, I think, to have the best experience.
Sounds like common sense.
That's obviously a huge negative, and that was my main beef with skill-based matchmaking. And so there have been similar experiences to that of years past. Now, it's not every game. Sometimes it's one and then it's off and it's fine and it's a super easy lobby. Sometimes it's stacked. Okay, these last 3 games have been pretty sweaty, but then the 4th one is back to being fine. Or these last 3 games, my connections felt a little bit weird. I had one night in particular a couple nights ago where my hit reg just felt atrocious. It felt like the servers were really, really bad.
Packet burst, packet burst, packet burst, packet burst. We all know what that is. Packet burst.
Was connecting to the best possible data center. My ping was higher in matches, and I just was feeling like something was off. And I think that's a similar experience to a lot of people, and that's why these rumors are surfacing. What's going on here? I've also had situations where I've run into other streamers or content creators, and it's like, I know for a fact we should be connecting to different data centers because I'm over here in Denver. I should probably be connecting to like a server in Utah, maybe Texas or something. And this person's on the East Coast. We're in the same data center region. Like clearly one of us is not going to have the best ping or anything. So
they lied. They lied. They 100% lied. Classic matchmaking is what they said. They now claim it's just minimal skill consideration, but we all know the word classic matchmaking was thrown out there from Treyarch and Activision, but yet somehow Immortal is facing up against content creators that live nowhere near him, that should have no reason to be connecting to the same server as him. With hundreds of thousands, maybe millions playing the game. I don't think there's that many playing the game, but let's just say millions of people playing the game, they get paired up together from complete opposite ends of the world, or the country, I should say. Yeah. They didn't lie, Rick. They didn't lie. You're just lying yourself. You're just a rage baiter, Rick. Okay? You guys are fucking lost, okay? I'm just going to say it. If you are going to defend this company who does not care about you whatsoever, they care about this money. That's all they care about. I don't know why you're trying to defend them. I truly don't. So I really hope that you can open your eyes, start to open your ears, maybe listen to me. Actually watch the videos all the way through. If you made it this far, smack the like button. You're a G. You have no brain rot. You should be happy. You should freaking pat yourself on the back because it's a very toxic disease going around. Brain rot, terrible, terrible situation, especially in the Call of Duty community, especially on social media. Good God. It's time to wake up and see the BS right in front of you because it's clear. That should not happen.
There's really strange situations going on like that where it does feed the narrative of open matchmaking not actually being accurate or not working as intended. And as I alluded to, we don't have a definitive answer of
yes,
it's working as intended, or no, it's broken and they're lying.
We have an answer.
All we have to go off of is Treyarch's word in that tweet that we showed. And if you want to take them
Yo, make sure we go off Treyarch's word. I love Immortal, and I totally get where he's coming from. I respect his honesty. I respect him playing both sides and understanding, because truly, do we know? No, we don't. But in my opinion, just by looking at it, I know. You know. The real people that know how this company is, you know the real answer. But, you know, legally, you know, if we were to write a paper on it, we would need clear evidence. I think I have clear evidence, but it wouldn't probably wouldn't hold up in a court of law, for example. But so I understand where Immortal's coming from, but to take Treyarch's word or Activision's word is hilarious. Well, I wouldn't trust those guys if they were in front of me showing me a freaking piece of paper saying, let's say it had an A on it, the letter A, and they said, this is a piece of paper with the letter A on it. I would think something is that. I wouldn't believe them right there. That was a weird ass example. Anyways, let's keep going.
At face value with their word there, go for it. I know a lot of people probably won't, because COD doesn't have the reputation of being completely honest. Yep. Ultimately, though, what I think this is going to lead to is this conversation ongoing up into the point where Treyarch has to give us like definitive data, because there's still a lot of
I wouldn't even believe their data, because I'm experiencing what I'm experiencing. It is completely different from the beta. The beta was great, got into a match instantly, low ping every single time, shots were hitting, good, bad, average lobbies, and now post-launch, I'm getting 30 to 40 second waiting times, different pings, hit reg's ass, packet burst out my ass, and it's like sweat upon sweat. And when I finally have a good lobby, I've showed you guys in previous videos, 3 times in one stream. The real ones were there. You guys watching the videos, you are the real ones. You saw it. Every time I did good, okay, they decided to kick me from that lobby and disband me. I experienced this. I know this. That's why I play the game, so I could talk my shit. I can't really, you know, I don't think I would be very credible if I talk shit without playing the game. I experienced it. I know how this is. So I don't care about their data. I know the truth.
Skepticism around open matchmaking, especially now post-launch where things do feel a little bit different from the beta.
Very different.
We don't know what minimal skill-based is. When they keep talking about this, hey guys, open matchmaking is in the game with minimal skill-based, you know.
Just think about this. Minimal. Big or small. Big to me is like 4 inches. That's fucking huge. To somebody else, that might be small. Get what I'm saying? Minimal to them might be something else to somebody. I don't know. 4 inches is huge. I swear.
Factoring into matchmaking. Okay, well, what is minimal? Is minimal 5% of matchmaking is, based around your skill? So you're still going to find at least some competition, but it won't be too crazy. Is minimal 35%? So it's like a third of the time you might be getting a sweatier lobby or something like that.
We don't know.
Is minimal 49.5%? So they can just say, hey, it's minimal, but it's just barely not like a 50-50 split.
Damn.
I think transparency like that could go a long way, and actually, hard data that could be referenced for situations like this, because as it stands right now, this rumor of Call of Duty is lying about skill-based matchmaking is probably going to continue, and it's probably going to persist for some time.
Get those drones out the game.
A greater explanation for what's going on and why things at times feel like open matchmaking is great and it's back to classic COD matchmaking, and then other times it's like, wow, this feels no different from Black Ops 6 or MW 2019 with cranked skill-based matchmaking. It's a very interesting situation that's ongoing there, given all factors: lobby skill, match connection time, and how long it takes you to get into a game, your overall connection to the game, the ping that you're on in the data center that you're connecting to, hit reg, and everything going on there. There's a lot of factors going into this, and the consistency just feels very off, I think, for a lot of players so far.
Yes.
So wanted to sort of cover the entirety of this situation, what the rumor actually is, how Treyarch's responded, and what it seems like the general community sentiment is so far. Of course, feel free to drop your thoughts on this down in the comments below. While you're at it, if you enjoyed the
great video by Immortal, highly recommend you guys go subscribe to him, because he has amazing takes, honest opinions, and that's all I care about is honesty. That's all anyone cares about within the Call of Duty community. We want straight up, honest truth 100% of the time. And we just know from playing the beta to post-launch of this game, it is not the same. And I'm not saying that the lobbies ain't easy sometimes. They are easy sometimes. I 100% admit that. But when you see that you're getting kicked and you're getting disbanding lobbies after you do well, or you're seeing that it's taking quite a bit of time to find a game when that didn't happen in the beta, when you see your connection is not as good as it should be, that raises some red flags. And I think everybody has the right to voice those concerns. And I don't know how you can't say that something's definitely going on when there's not even just me, but people like Jeff for a great example, somebody that is just like, do I like the game? Do I hate the game? He just says it as it fucking is. He even says it doesn't feel the same. It's like, come on, guys, wake up. We just want it to be classic. That's it. Fuck the SBMM. Fuck all that. Let's play a normal Call of Duty game like it used to be so we can have a good time. My opinion, I don't have the truth. I got it for legal concerns, in my honest opinion, and I don't know if it's fact, but I do. In my mind. Maybe. They're lying. And I think they're bullshitting. And even if they come out with data, I would have to see what it is. I just don't trust it, because I know my experience, and I know you guys know your experience well. So make sure you guys hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't subscribed. Even if you hate me, even if you dislike me, talk shit to me every day. I love it. I fucking thrive on it. But I'll see you guys next one. You guys have a great day. Peace.